Right now we're in San Bernardino, California at a small local neighborhood park. And the reason we're here today, because supposedly at this park, there's a piece of history from the end of the Cold War. Hey everyone, this is Steve with Sidetrack Adventures, and right now we're at Ronald Reagan Park, which is obviously named for the movie actor who played George Gipp in Newt Rockne All-American. He also may have had a somewhat successful political career. But the reason we're at this park today, because apparently at this park, there's a piece of the Berlin Wall. So let's see if we could find it and kind of talk about why this piece of the Berlin Wall is at some random neighborhood park in San Bernardino. I always think it's interesting when there's a historic artifact or what have you in a random or surprising location. So this neighborhood park was built in 2007 and was named for former President and Governor of California Ronald Reagan, who had died a few years earlier. A group called Friends of Ronald Reagan Park raised money to buy a section of the Berlin Wall, paying about $2,500 for the wall and another $3,800 to ship it here. The piece of the wall did a tour around the area in 2010, where it was displayed at places like local malls, and then was dedicated to this park in February 2011. For anyone who doesn't know, the Berlin Wall was built by East Germany and the Soviet Union to separate East and West Berlin during the Cold War. It coming down in 1989 was a huge deal and was a major symbol of the end of the Cold War. I'll put a link in the description to more information on the Berlin Wall. Well, here's a park bench, which may be the only thing in this park besides a piece of the wall, but we'll get back to that in just a minute. I'd show a closer shot of the bench, but some of the graffiti on it might get this video age restricted, so here's a view from the bench. Though, they probably should have faced the bench the other way where you get a much better view. And here's the view from the other direction. That's the wall over there, and you got a pretty good view of the mountains from this direction as well. And here's a piece of the Berlin Wall. The side we're looking at now, with the painting of Ronald Reagan on it, would have been facing East Germany. The painting's not original to the wall, it was added after the wall had already been torn down. I believe there was something painted on the West Germany facing side, but as we'll see in just a minute, it's not there anymore. Unfortunately, the wall has been vandalized a few times over the years. The blank space right under the portrait used to have the "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall" quote, but due to vandalism, it's now gone. The city had big plans for this park. When the piece of the wall was installed, they talked about adding a statue of Reagan and having a paved walkway with information on the former president. One city councilman even said it's going to be the #1 educational tool for the Inland Empire. Well, the city of San Bernardino went bankrupt a year later, and nothing's been done since. Here's a closer look at the West Germany facing side of the wall. As you can see, there's no real trace of any painting left on it, unfortunately. Another problem they've been having with the wall here is people taking pieces of it, or the wall just falling apart naturally. It is over 60 years old. I noticed this when I was walking up to the wall, but right over here I saw a piece of the wall just laying in the grass. I'm not sure if this was broken off or it just fell off on its own, but I'm just going to go ahead and leave it where I found it. Local residents have been asking for help from the city to protect the wall, and at the very least, the city should install some sort of informational plaque to explain what it is. I think they're missing out on a huge educational opportunity here. So that's our look at Ronald Reagan Park and a random piece of the Berlin Wall hidden away in San Bernardino. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and we'll see you next week.